Alright, hello and welcome to Moving Parts Gaming. I'm Riley and this is Fallout 1. Now you may notice a few things have changed since the last time you have seen Fallout Riley. I went ahead and did some inventory management, sold off as much of the junk we've been accumulating as possible. I'll go ahead and show off my inventories right now. I picked up a fancy suit of combat armor from our friend Jacob over at the Nice Gun store. I got a second bag, so let's see, I'll show that off real fast. I have one bag just holding everything that has no weight to it. I figured there's no rush to sell this stuff because it's not contributing to my maximum weight capacity. And then the other bag is just the various items I wanted to hold on to. I was holding on to rocks for a while because that one of the popular things people do in the forums for this game is to try to collect rocks. You can find a total of about 16 to 20 of them depending on your game. However, after putting together the table of item value to weight, I realized how dumb it was to try to collect rocks because they have 0 value and they have a weight of 1, so each one represents 1 pound that I'm not going to be able to put toward something else. And I had already hit like 10 rocks. That's 10 pounds in my inventory I'm not going to get back, so I decided to just get rid of them. I also picked up an assault rifle. I realized we were doing our best when we were using a burst fire weapon, so I went ahead and got probably one of the best burst fire weapons we're going to see, at least at this point in the game. So I got myself an assault rifle, and that's just the ammo for it, and we're at 9,500 caps, which is doing pretty well in my book. Let's go ahead and look at what Ian has. So Ian's holding on to a little bit more junk for us. I couldn't get rid of all the guns, and I'm also holding on to a few Boy Scout handbooks for something I want to look at a little bit later. Also some BBs, because that might become relevant in the near future. But I got him a few more stim packs, and I got him the combat shotgun. I felt like he'd be best served with just a spray and pray, big damage kind of weapon like that. So I got him the burst fire shotgun for just maximum carnage and picked him up every shotgun shell I could find for him. For Tycho, because he has that history of being a desert ranger, I went ahead and got him a sniper rifle and all of the sniper rifle ammo I could find for him. And just like Ian, he's also packing 10 stim packs because he has the lower weight capacity. I went ahead and just cleaned out his inventory first. So that's our companions. I also decided to go ahead and claim this house over here for us, or at least for myself, because I'm a bit of a collector in these games, and because containers are consistent for the game. Actually, everything is consistent. Persistent, I mean, not consistent. Everything in this game should be persistent. The only things that are not persistent are a few shop inventory items and dead bodies. If you don't clear off everything on a dead body, in a few days the dead body will deload and you'll lose everything on the body. So I decided to go ahead and make a bit of a weapons stockpile in this bookcase to just kind of show off each of the guns we've found so far. And this is basically one of each of the kind of starting tier weapons that you'll find throughout the game. Just a nice showcase, I guess. Now, another thing that I noticed while I was shopping with Jake over here, we have a new conversation option for him. Your selection is good, but I'm looking for something with a bit more punch. Any idea where I could go? Now, that's a pretty big statement, seeing how he's packing the first rocket launcher we've seen in the game, along with a few other pretty big items. I think the biggest guns he has are the flamethrower and the sniper rifle. So those are the strongest things we've seen so far. So this is a pretty big statement, but let's go ahead and see what he says. Well, you might try the gun runners over in the LA Boneyard. They'll probably have something to suit your needs. I've heard the guys over at the Brotherhood of Steel pack some pretty powerful hardware too. You might check them out. Thank you, that was helpful. Now, last time I said that the first thing we wanted to do was go ahead and see if we can't purchase that shipment of water for the vault and put a little more time on the clock. But I also said we didn't want to spend our own caps to do that. So let's go ahead and head over to the Friendly Lending Company to see if we can't get a good offer out of Lorenzo. Hi, Lorenzo. I was hoping you could, no, not that one. I came for a loan. I'd like 200 caps, and he's just telling me, yeah, he's just telling me what the options are. So we want to get to that maximum level of loan. So we want to get to the maximum level of loans. What I'm going to do is take out the smaller tier loans and then pay them off immediately until he lets us borrow the highest tier, which is that 1,000. And I'll go ahead and double check to make sure 1,000 is the highest tier. Yes, it is. And I'm sure we won't have any problem paying off a loan of 1,000 caps. So let's go ahead and head over to the water merchants and go ahead and buy that shipment of water. Hi, water lady. Let's go through this conversation real fast to see... Okay, I think this was the option we didn't choose last time, but she's basically saying that Necropolis refuses to trade with them, the water, like they're the water merchants and they kind of suspect. So they're saying that Necropolis basically refuses to trade with them, which is confusing to them because they're the water merchants and you'd think every settlement would need water. That means they have their own reliable supply of water. Okay, so yeah. How much is it going to cost? 2,000. Well, I do have really high speed. You want to lower it to, say, let's see if she's willing to take 1,000 caps for it. We do have very high charisma and very high speech. The full payment? Aw, that sucks. We failed that one. That's too bad. Okay, I can start sending the caravans up to your vault today. Now, you ought to know the caravans are pretty visible going across the desert, so sending the caravans out that way is going to paint a pretty good picture for anyone that might be looking for your vault. Are you still sure you want them sent out that way? Yeah, we should go ahead and do that. Okay, they'll start off in a few hours. Thank you. So I went ahead and loaded the save that I had for the start of this recording because I wanted to check how many days do we have left before we bought the water shipment. Let's see, 65, that's pretty low. That's 2 months left. So that basically means we were pretty much down to 50% left. So we'd be cutting it pretty close. So let's load back to the normal timeline and see how much time we have left now. So now I'm back in the normal timeline. Let's go ahead and check. 165 days. That is more time than what we started with. That we have plenty of time now to continue messing around and getting rich. Now, what she did say is that it paints a pretty big picture of the vault, just in case anyone was going to be looking for it. That's pretty ominous sounding, right? I won't say any more now, but at least in the vanilla version of this game, choosing the option to buy 100 more days now will have an effect on a future timer or future countdown. So that's something we may see in a few more parts. I'll talk about that a bit more when we get to it, but for now, let's go talk to Lorenzo about that loan. So Lorenzo, about that loan. Now don't steal from the bookshelf. Talk to Lorenzo. Can I barter with him? Oh, he has stuff to barter. I was almost certain that if you talk to Lorenzo after you've taken a loan out, you'd have a conversation option about doing work to pay off the loan. I don't know why he doesn't have that option. I even gave all of my caps to Tycho, so that if the game checked my inventory, it would see that I didn't have any caps. But I did notice that he does have a decent amount of caps on him, so I'm just going to go ahead and sell him some of my extra stuff. Well, actually, no, I'll come back to him later. So now we're in debt about 1,000 caps to a loan shark, and even though we have something like, 8,500 caps, I don't want to spend my own money to pay off the loan shark. So I think we should do odd jobs around the city to try to pay off that loan. No, go away, what's-your-face, I don't want to talk to you. Unfortunately, I guess that means we may need to get our hands a little bit dirty. Starting with, let's do the Steal the Necklace quest. Now the best way to do that is to start by waiting in the market district of the hub until midnight. Now that it's nice and dark here, let's go ahead and sneak over to the High Tower district. Or the High District? I forget what it's called. After sundown, no one's allowed in this area. The other guards won't even give you a warning. If they catch you, they'll attack. You'd better get back downtown while your head is still attached to your neck. Sorry, I'll be on my way. We'll just tell him that, and he heads off into the shadows. But let's go back into sneaking mode. And you should be able to do this regardless of what your sneak stat is at. Let's go ahead and sneak over in this direction, because if we mouse around, we can see that there's an approach to this front door that isn't seen by, or that isn't covered by any guards. So let's kind of head down this alleyway. And we just got a quick peek inside. It looks like What's-His-Face is with his wife in their bedroom. Let's go ahead and approach the corner. Luckily, your companions do not affect guards' ability to detect you. So Tycho and Ian are going to be running around a decent bit. And the guards aren't going to care about them at all, which is a good thing because their AI is going to freak out a decent bit in this section. And we can just ignore it for now. Now, the next time that guard decides to wander back around the corner, we'll make our approach for the front door. Oh, it's go time. Let's go. And we're in. Now let's look around a little bit and see what we can see, because we're also using our shift powers, because shift is highlight object but also walk, and you need to be walking to sneak. All of these containers are glowing right now, and a few of these up here too. So we can see 3 bookcases, a desk, and a box down here. Let's go ahead and start by checking the desk. What does the desk have for us? Nothing. I believe Loxley told us to look for a lockbox, a strong box, that's it. So that seems like our best bet. And he said, watch out for traps. So let's go ahead and use our amazing trap skill. You find nothing while searching the box for traps. I don't believe that. Let's try a few more times just in case. You find a trap on the strong box. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Let's try it again. You failed to disarm the trap. You failed to disarm the trap. You failed to disarm the trap. You successfully disarmed the trap. Now we're getting somewhere. So let's try to open it now. It's locked. I'll just go into my useful items bag and equip lockpicks, and then use the lockpicks on the box, and we were unable to unlock the strong box. Now I'm getting a little bit nervous because playing on hard might be about to backfire on us. Oh, we got it. You successfully unlocked the strong box. Yeah, I was really hoping we weren't about to just jam that lock, because if that jams, it's going to be a real pain to get around that. So let's take the necklace. Now we need to get out. Ian, please step aside. Now let's see if we can get it out. Now let's see if we can get out of here let's see if we can get out of here without being detected. All right, back the way we came in. Let's go. If you really didn't want like the immersion breaking experience of having your companions run around, you could always just ask them to wait and have them wait either up here or in the market district, and you'd be perfectly fine. Like, we didn't use our companions at all during this process, so it's not like it mattered too much. Now let's go ahead and head back to Loxley and hand over the necklace. That's the only area in the hub that has the curfew, so we don't need to sneak anymore now that it's super late. So we can just run back to Loxley without a problem. Alright, I just picked the lock on that door real fast to try to get a little bit more experience. If I knew it was that small, I probably wouldn't have bothered, but oh well. Alright, let's talk to Loxley.
Oh, how nice to see you again. Do you have a little something for me?
Here's the necklace.
Ha! Well done! Congratulations! You're now a member of the world-famous Thieves' Circle. Let's get Jasmine over here and throw a topper, shall we?
What's a topper? Okay. Which one's Jasmine? Smitty. Leo. That one's Jasmine. Let's talk to Jasmine. Well done. Here's your reward. 3,000 caps. That's really good. I didn't know it was that high. By the way, here's a little something extra to help you out in your future felonious forays. Well, that's a big word. We got electronic lockpicks, and that's it. Okay. That's pretty good. Can we talk to... I don't think we ever got anywhere with Smitty. Let's talk to Loxley again. Can we? No. He looks busy. That's too bad. And thus ends the Thieves' Circle quest line. Can you really call it a quest line if there was only one quest to it? It was also the only quest to really ask you to use stealth, or really be anything about being stealthy at all. And we were able to complete it with a stealth skill of what? We were able to complete the only stealthy quest in the game with a stealth skill of 24, so like I said, stealth and steal are pretty useless in this game. A little unfortunate, maybe they get more use in Fallout 2, I'm not sure. I'll just take a quick second to organize my inventory. Now I'm back in the center of town by Iguana Bob's old stand. Now, they paid us 3,000 caps, that's more than enough to pay off that little debt we have. However, I don't think we're quite done doing odd jobs around the town. And you know what? I think we're really desperate for caps now that I think about it. So desperate that I think we should head over to the Maltese Falcon and look for work. So here we are in the Maltese Falcon. I went ahead and talked to the bartender, bought a Nuka-Cola off of her, then accidentally immediately drank it. So much for that one to add to my Nuka-Cola collection. Not a big deal though. Now, who do we have over here? So I kind of moused around the whole bar, and other than the bartender, the only interesting looking person over here is someone named Kane. So let's go ahead and talk to this interesting guy. I've heard of you. You're the one that took out Gizmo over in Junktown. Killian must have paid you a good sum for that job. Are you here for some work, maybe? You know, I am in pretty deep to that loan shark across the street, so yes, I am looking for any work that pays. It's not scag work. You'll need to do it quick and clean. The boss will give you the details, but it's more money than you'll make in a month working for the caravans, but only if you're good enough. We don't take kindly to failures, if you know what that means. Sounds good. I'm sure you're familiar with our sort of business, so let me just say it would be in your best interest to keep this to ourselves, shall we? Say no more. And Kane's going to go ahead and escort us down to the basement, and we get to talk with someone named Decker.
I have one that needs doing. But where are my manners? What's your name?
Hi, I'm Riley.
Well, the pleasantries are now concluded. Do you wish to hear about the job? Background. There's a certain merchant who's, how to phrase this, not cooperating fully with the underground. Quite simple. Hunt down the merchant and his wife, and exterminate them.
Sure, how much for the job?
500 caps to start. Another 2,500 when the job is done.
That's as good as what Loxley was paying. Yeah, I'll do it.
Nice. The merchant lives in the Heights, on Barter Street and Thunder Avenue.
Thunder Avenue. What a street name. So now that description should sound... Talk to Kane real fast, and he gives us a little bit more details, and I think he also pays us. So make sure you talk to Kane before you leave. So now that description should sound familiar, because it's the same guy who we just robbed. So that means we are going to be headed back to the, Rich People District. This time, let's see if we can't talk to him a bit. Wrong button. So I'm going to wait till morning and see if we can't have a bit of a conversation with him. So let's head back to the Rich People District, and thankfully no one's shooting at us right off the bat. Let's go ahead and talk to the guy at the door. Yes, I have an appointment with Mr. Hightower, and I'm running very late. I hope that's okay. Oh man, you're in trouble. Mr. H hates it when his appointments are late. I'll let him chew you out himself. Go on in. Alright, so we have permission from the guy at the door to go on inside, and let's go ahead and go talk to him. I'm going to speak with Mr. Hightower. I think that's his wife stopping us. Okay, but I'm watching you. He's in his office. Thank you. And there's our target right there. So let's go over and go talk to him. Who are you and who let you in? Now, I don't want to announce ourselves real fast, but let's go ahead and talk to him a bit, and let's see how far we can get with the conversation with him. Oh, that's too bad. It's a pleasure to meet you, Riley. Now, my assistant Leon will see you out of my home. Oh, no, I need to talk. Aw, I wanted to talk to you. Can I go back inside? Mr. Hightower is not taking any visitors. Now leave. I really need to speak with Mr. Hightower. Okay, I'm watching you. He's in his office. Thank you. And you know what? While I'm at it, let's go ahead and I have a bit of an idea. Let's go ahead and enter combat, and I have a bit of a surprise for old Mr. Hightower. 2 AP to use, and we have 9 AP, so I think we can take, what, 6 steps? But we also want to be able to get out. 4 should be plenty, I guess. Let's make it 5 just to be safe. So I take 5 steps. Let's go ahead and use and set the timer to 30. Did I drop it? Oh, that did not work right. Now that didn't quite work the way I wanted it to work, so I'm back here right before we talked to Mr. Hightower for the first time. So I want to try that one more time because I want to show off how you can kill an NPC using the time bomb. Because I feel like most people just get through this quest by shooting everyone. I'm just going to follow the same dialogue that got us in first time, so let's go ahead and just do that. Ian, you're in the way again. Open door. Go through door. I must speak with Mr. Hightower. Thank you. Now let's see what happens if I enter combat mode right here, then get all the way over here. Not what I wanted to do. Now what happens? Oh, that didn't work. Yeah, I think there's one way you can do this where... Yeah, I think there's one way you can do this by entering combat and getting through the door, and you miss the trigger to enter. Dialogue with him, which allows you to kind of run around his room without him stopping you, which lets you drop a bomb at his feet and run away. I have no friends. What's your message? Let's go ahead and do this and see what happens. Leon, show this fool to the door. Come back again, and my guards will have your head. Well then, where am I? Oh, there I am. Well, that was fun and all. I was holding on to the time bomb to try to take him out, but that didn't really work right. And I don't know if we're going to really get. Or I know what I can do. I'm right here. While I may not be able to take out Mr. Hightower with the time bomb, I might be able to take out one of these annoying guards. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a 1-minute fuse, and that drops right away. And let's get out of here, guys. Watch him, watch him, watch him, watch him, watch him. Awesome. It says that due to your inept handling, the explosives detonate prematurely. George was hit for 41 points and was killed. You're victorious in combat. You earn 100 experience points. And there's a good pile of his stuff right there, so let's go ahead and take that. And you know, I think we were just apt enough to use those explosives. And would you believe? No one's hostile to us. So that's one way you can kind of use explosives to get around, to take out NPCs without people being any the wiser. But of course now everyone's going to go hostile to us, so I guess it's time to turn this into a bit of a shooting gallery. I'll take 3 steps to get through the doorway to let my companions catch up, and then take a burst shot. And I hit him for 41 points of damage. That's good damage. Tycho switches over to the sniper rifle the way I wanted him to. Eon switches over to the combat shotgun like I wanted him to. I was hit for 6 points of damage. Ian was hit for 20. That's a lot of damage. And then Leon soaks up a whole lot of damage, but he's just refusing to die. Wow. I'll take 3 steps again. Let's see, who can I hit? What does Leon look like? Almost dead. And Mrs. Hightower. Okay, I'll go ahead and take a shot at Mrs. Hightower. Maybe she has less health than Leon. And I blow away Mrs. Hightower. Leon burns his full turn using stim packs. He was hit for 21 points. He was hit for 5. He was hit for 4. He was hit for 1. He was hit for 3. He was hit for 10. He was hit for 14. How does he look? Almost dead again. All the guards over here haven't noticed yet. I don't want to take a burst fire shot at Leon. At least not when my companions are right there, so I'll go ahead and use this turn to open my inventory and heal a bit. And that gets me back to most health, and I'll go ahead and put one on my in my offhand. How many points do I have left? I have 5, so I'll take 3 steps and then reload. 3 steps, reload, and that's my turn. Let's see, Tycho was hit for 18 points, that's a lot of damage. Ian was accidentally shot instead of Leon, and Ian took 14 points. And then Leon is killed by the shotgun blast. And now I have a pretty good run to Mr. Hightower. I can make it through the doorway all right. I'll go ahead and take a few more steps, I should be okay here. I'll go ahead and turn those extra points into armor class because I can't take a shot now. And it looks like there's a guard over here that's running to help out. Hightower's guard was hit for 12, was hit for 7. Hightower guard was critically hit for 12 and was blown through his armor. Hightower guard was hit for 19. Tycho was hit for 12. Looks like the Hightower guards are pretty sturdy. And then Hightower's kind of hiding in a corner. He's not wearing any armor, so this should be pretty easy. And I take him out with a burst from the assault rifle, doing 30 points of damage. Now I'll go ahead and I'm not a target for the guard over here, so I'll just I'll walk this way. Tycho was hit for 10 points. Tycho uses stim pack. Hightower guard was hit for 25 and was killed. These guards have a ton of health. This is not for like a low level character. Good thing I made sure to good thing I got those kind of mid-tier weapons, or else this would have gone this could have gone really poorly without them. So there's a few more hostiles on the map. Let's go ahead and take them out. For crushing your enemies, you earn 680 experience points. Yeah, I'm not done taking out these guards. I'll use my ability to enter attack mode to get through the doorway and take out the one person hanging out in here. Ow. Oh, that didn't work very well. She takes 2 shots, my companions are out of range, and it's back to my turn. How does she look? Severely wounded. Hopefully I can do a burst of damage. Let's see, good damage, good damage. I should actually really take a step to the side and hopefully let my companions' pathfinding catch up. Because if this goes past this turn, I may need their help, or at least they'll get the ability to take a shot if they walk in this direction now. And blow her away. Good damage. Go ahead and reload. And now look, I'm pretty sure there's one more guard left on this map. And I'll go ahead and take a few steps towards him. He doesn't see us. I'll go ahead and try sneaking and take the shot and see if that makes a difference. Oh, that was 1 point. That should have been burst. Oops. And that was the map, so I'll go ahead and take a second to clean out everyone's inventories and see if there's anything worth taking. Oh, would you look at that? Leon, the main bodyguard for Mr. Hightower, was packing the 14mm pistol, which is a slightly stronger version of the Desert Eagle. So that's a very good mid-tier pistol. We were bound to find one sooner or later, so if you're a one-handed weapon user or a pistol user, this is a very good one to have at this point in the game. I'll go ahead and take that off of him now that he's gone. But I think I'm also going to be sticking with the assault rifle because burst fire weapons have been working so well for us. Alright, so other than the 14mm pistol, there wasn't really anything interesting left to loot. I mean, that is a good pistol to get, though. I should also point out at this time that while both Decker and Loxley send us to Mr. Hightower, and Loxley tells us not to kill him, the Thieves' Circle quest never checks to see if Mr. Hightower has been killed or was killed in the process of completing the quest. So if you want to save time or be like the most time efficient, you should pick up both of those quests and then just come in here, kill everyone, and take the necklace. That way you would only have to come in here once. I think also I'm going to claim this house as my own because we've killed all the NPCs on this map now. And it's a nice big house, so this is my house now. I think it's very fitting for my Fallout character too. It's nice and big, has a bed, has 2 beds, 2 queen-size beds, so I don't know. Home office and a nice 2 big tables, so maybe the companions can have one and I can have the other, I don't know. But I think this is a good place to call it an episode. We did we got our hands a little bit dirty this episode. We also got some good equipment while we were at it. We bought ourselves 100 more days to mess around and get rich, also to find the water chip, but that's kind of a side quest, really. Now, we still want to figure out what happened to those Fargo trader caravans. That's still an ongoing mystery that we were asked to figure out. And something tells me that Decker's not quite done with us, and we're not quite done with Decker. So I think those are 2 good places to continue on next time. I'm Riley with Moving Parts Gaming. This has been Fallout 1. Stay tuned for more. I'll catch you next time. Alright.